If you're an expert, there's a really good chance that you've been told you should write a book so that you can reach more of your market. Maybe you've been in business for decades and you're not interested in growing your business, but more of leaving a legacy. Or maybe you're just starting out and you're looking for a great way to get your foot in the door. Writing a book is one of the best things that you can do. And yet a lot of people, they either don't have the time, they don't like to write, they don't have the patience, and they just don't want to do it. Hi, this is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits, and I'm going to share with you a very simple way that you can actually get a book to market without writing much of it at all. And if you do it right, you could do it without writing any of it. One is you could hire a ghostwriter, but considering that a 150-page book is going to cost you anywhere from $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 to get the finished product, you might want to consider doing this simple strategy. The first is determine what the book is going to do for you. What is the reason you want to have a book? Where is it going to take you? Is it to open doors? Is it to generate leads? Is it to position your expertise? Or is it simply to leave a legacy? Is it to leave your mark? Based on that would determine the process of what you're going to do. But for most people, the process is pretty simple. You decide, okay, what do I want this book to do for me? What's the book going to be about? And then based on what I want the book to do for me, reverse engineer it. What are the different chapters that you need to have in the book? My recommendation is come up with anywhere from 10 to 15 chapters. That's a good starting point. And those are just markers of what you want to talk about. So you list out the 10 to 15 different markers of what you want to talk about, and those can turn into chapters. The next thing that you want to do is you want to record yourself talking about those different markers. Now, if you have a hard time just talking like I'm talking right now, and I do have notes, I'll be really honest, I've got notes of what I want to cover on this particular video. But if you have a difficult time just talking without somebody interacting with you, have somebody interview you. You can hire a virtual assistant who will actually interview you. You can hire a coach who will interview you. You can hire a seasoned interviewer who can interview you. And I would say go with the seasoned interviewer because they can pull out information from you that you may not have even thought of. But you record the session. Then what you do is you get the sessions transcribed. I use a service called Sonics, and I'm going to put the link below, and actually you can see it right below here. It's Sonics, where you actually just send the file, they send back artificial intelligence transcribed documents. Now, the thing about having an AI document is it's not going to be perfect. So you can't use it as is, but you're getting a lot of raw data that you can actually go through yourself and clean it up, or you could send it then to somebody who could actually clean it up for you, and then you send it to an editor. So you get it transcribed, and again, here's the link below for Sonics, and just use that link and you'll actually get 30 minutes free when you use my link. I am an affiliate, and when you go through that link, you get 30 minutes of audio time for free. Now, their pricing is really reasonable. You pay a yearly fee, and I think it's $39 for the year just to be a member, and then it's $5 per audio hour. $5 per audio hour. So if you have 20 hours of audio file, it'll cost you $100 to have the raw data sent back to you. Then from there, I mentioned cleaning up, then get a cover design. You can go to services like elance.com. You can go to fiverr.com. There's some pretty good designers on there. I would go with a more seasoned designer for your book cover because you want it to look professional. Then from there, you can hire somebody to do the layout, or you can get some software where you do the layout yourself. So again, the process is you determine what's the book being used for. You break it down into markers or chapters. You record the content by either talking without anybody else, or you get interviewed. You send the files to a service like Sonics, where they actually will transcribe it with artificial intelligence, or you can hire somebody for it can be anywhere from 50, 100, 150 for every audio hour for somebody who actually sits there and transcribes it, and they clean it up for you. It's really up to you. If you use a service like Sonics, you clean them up, then you get a book cover design, you have somebody do the layout, but make sure that your book is edited. It's been proofed a few times, because that is your calling card. Now, inside the book, you want to make sure that you have what's called lead bait. Lead bait is a way for people to go from the book over to an opt-in page, a website, a blog, wherever you want to send them, so that they can actually subscribe to something. It's a great way to build a subscriber list. Okay, so your book is done. You've got it uploaded onto Amazon. Maybe it's going to be a Kindle version. It might be the print version through KDP. It used to be called Create Space. Well, you've got the book. Now you have to market it. My best recommendation for marketing a book, hands down, this is the easiest way, once you have your foundation in place, is with podcast interviews. Now, a lot of people, they're a little intimidated by doing podcast interviews, but I can tell you, doing podcast interviews by far is the best way to get your message out to market. And to accommodate you, what I've done is I've put together a podcast interview checklist. And the link is right here, podcast interview checklist. All you need to do is go to powerupforprofits.com/checklist. That's powerupforprofits.com/checklist. And I'll put that in the description in the show notes. But it's a free resource for you to go step by step on what you need to do to get podcast interviews. Another thing I recommend is that you actually go to Amazon and get my book, Virtual Book Tours. It's all about how to set up a book tour through podcast interviews. And actually, I've created a special opportunity that when you go through the link listed down below, just click the link down below. It'll take you to a page that when you go through that page, you get 2 bonuses on really how to use podcast interviews to the best of your advantage. I know I've given you a lot of information, but the reality is you can do fantastic things for your business, for your credibility, for your market reach, for your visibility by getting on podcast shows. First of all, having a book, and then getting on podcast shows. So I encourage you, first of all, subscribe to this channel. I wanted to mention that earlier, but subscribe to this channel and go out, do what you need to do to get your message out to market. This is Kathleen Gage with powerupforprofits.com. Have a great day.